Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test of the 2021 Honda Accord Sport. We're going to head out on the highway, do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a realistic MPG readout for this family sedan. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a quick look at it. Ooh, windy today. Coming in this beautiful gray color. Looks sharp. Not always a fan of this kind of color, but in the Accord Sport it looks good. This is the 2.0T Sport. So rocking the 2-liter turbocharged 252 horse engine. It is the sports car, the Honda Accord universe. Now you no longer can get the manual transmission with the Accord, so it's 10-speed automatic only. But that doesn't prevent this from being an excellent car. If you want to see more on the Accord, we've got a review of its audio system. We also have a full review of this car and the hybrid, so check the links in the description for those. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA Highway Fuel Economy test, which gives this Accord 32 miles per gallon, that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are people who like to use their cars on extended road trips and would like to know what sort of numbers they can realistically expect at those highway speeds. So in order to do that, we're going to fill up at this pump, head out and do 100 miles, come back to the same pump using the same fueling method to fill up the car, and get ourselves a result. A few things to note for today. Outside temperature is 61 degrees Fahrenheit. I expect that to be a little warmer by the time we finish. Tire pressures have been set to their door placard 33 psi cold. And we're going to run the interior climate control at 73 degrees auto. Now yes, this will probably activate the air conditioner, but people got to be comfortable. Let's get out and fill it up. 2.051 going in for the initial fill. Before we actually start up the car, we're going to reset our GPS, reset the vehicle's trip computer, and we're ready to begin. We do have the car in eco mode. There's also normal and sport. We're going to head over to the highway. It's about half a mile away. Pick up the test from there. Well, the goal of this test isn't to hypermile, but rather to drive effectively and efficiently as one would on a long road trip. So in order to do that, we're going to get up to highway speed at a reasonable pace and set our cruise control to a GPS indicated 72 miles per hour. 2-liter Accord obviously has no problem getting up to speed. Nice digital speed readout in the middle of the gauge cluster, looking like it's pretty accurate. It's like 72 on the speedometers, giving us 72 on the GPS. Easy enough. We're going to head on with the rest of the test out the adaptive cruise control, active lane keeping assist, see how that all works. In the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the 2021 Honda Accord 2.0 T Sport. Not too far off of what we expected. Getting 33.9 according to the car's trip computer. EPA being 32. That's pretty darn good. So we'll get back to the pump and fill up and see what numbers we actually get. Overall, the test has been pretty uneventful. Got 70 mile per hour average. Quite quiet in here. Measured 70 decibels, averaged out in both directions using our rudimentary phone measuring device. What's interesting is the Sonata N-Line that we tested a few weeks ago pulled 35 miles per gallon. So it'll be interesting to see when we get back to the pump if we can squeeze out to that same number, because that car makes 40 extra horsepower. It's overall pretty identical, so let's see if we can match it. 2.860 gallons going in. 102.2 divided by 2.860 is giving us 35.7 miles per gallon. And we're actually going to round that down to 35 because I think that brings it in a little bit closer to EPA and to the car's readout. So we'll go with 35 miles per gallon times 14.8, the size of the fuel tank, gives us 510 miles of realistic range here in the Accord 2.0 T Sport at 70 miles per hour. We tied the Sonata. Pretty darn good number. And I think totally fine for a sedan that's got this much power. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Accord, check the links in the description for our sound system test and our full review. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.